mighty. Not because you want to, but you have to. Be bold and no time to be bashful. Grab life by the horns like a natural. Be sharp, be quick, and be agile. Never ever let a competitor catch you. Stay ahead of whatever is trying to pass you. Though it's not a race, sometimes that's how you gotta operate.
Hello everyone, Sam here, or I should say Samuel Ray, also known as Dr. Sam, and this is the Morning Boot Up, my solo segment where I just sit down once weekly with my morning coffee and talk about whatever's on my mind at the time. At the moment, I don't have any particular topics to talk about, so I just wanted to give a quick update on just the basics of what's going on in my life, how that impacts my content creation, and my plans going forward, at least for this year. So I've been really busy lately, but I've been able to keep up a mostly weekly stream over on Twitch. However, the day of the week that I'm able to do so changes because my current job, my work schedule changes from week to week, as well as the frequency at which I'm working each week. For example, last week, it was a very light work week, only 3 days. And then this week, I got 4. The week before last week was 5 days. It's too varied, honestly. I'm currently in the process of looking for a new job. I recently had an interview at one place, so I'm going to see how that turns out. Hopefully it turns out pretty well. It does, and I end up getting a new job here. It will require 40 hours per week, Monday through Friday, and 2 Saturdays a month. So it is a more standard 9 to 5, or 8 to 4, actually, which means that should afford me more evenings for streaming and such. At the very least, the ability to do one consistent stream every week, if not 2 once I get into a good flow. However, in the first few months of this job, my schedule will change up a little bit, particularly though it just impacts when I have to leave to go to work, because I will be going to various locations until a permanent spot opens up at like a closer location to me. So the idea is I'll be kind of a floater after my training, and then it generally would still be, an 8 to 4 for most days, and then Saturdays would be like, what they say? I think they said like 9 to 1 or something. However, like I said, if I'm at a further location, that's a longer drive to and from. So the time I can stream, once I establish a weekly stream day again, the time I can start that stream may change week to week. We'll see if I even get this job. We're through the majority of the process. After the application, they decided to interview me pretty quickly, and I think the interview went pretty well, so we'll see how it turns out, but if not, I'll keep looking for another job. Having full-time work with consistent pay, though, every week will help me so much, and consistent, scheduling will make life so much easier in so many other ways. That said, I will have less time for, recording videos on my own time or streaming. Depends on when I establish a schedule. We'll see how it goes. I still would like to continue with content creation in whatever capacity I can. I probably won't be doing daily uploads on YouTube. I'll probably go down to 3 times a week if I can help it. One of them being Morning Boot Up, as long as I'm able to. So that's kind of the plan going forward regarding that. And I'll keep you all updated if I do get the job and I have to change things up. I'll let y'all know here and on Twitter and on Discord. So other than that, I was just thinking about what my plans are going forward for content creation. I'd like to continue with consistent uploads on YouTube, probably 3 per week. And then I would like to continue with a consistent, at least 1 weekly stream with a big focus on, the viewers, the community. And then if I can get that job with consistent scheduling, I would like to start organizing, like reaching out to some other content creators who are in the family-friendly, all ages, safe for work, so let's say PG-13 kind of range in American movie ratings. For collaborations, I'd like to collab with some people. Something I've been wanting to do for a while. I got a taste of it last year and really enjoyed it, so I want to do more collabs with more people this year. So that'll be another benefit to having consistent scheduling, is now I'll have the ability to actually reach out to people who have similar schedules to me and set some things up. So if you have suggestions on games that are great for collabing with other content creators, let me know in the comments or on Twitter or in Discord server. All the links are in my about pages and in my bio on Twitter and so on. And then also if you have ideas of, cleaner content creators, or I should say content creators on the cleaner end of things. So like I said, PG-13 kind of ranges. Basically everything cleaner than your R18 stuff. While I'm an adult, I don't exactly act in a juvenile way, and I don't target my content towards minors. I still am going to keep my content all ages, just because it fits who I am as a person, just my daily, speech, behavior, the way I live my life. So I'm going to lean into that and continue to lean into that. And, it does set me apart in certain circles or content spaces. It sets me apart from the majority. So I figure, why not lean into that, lean into what makes me unique amongst the peers, so to speak. But I would like to keep it that way, so I would prefer to be able to work with people whose audiences kind of intersect, have a nice overlap. It's difficult as an all ages content creator who has some audience members who are on the younger end of things. It's hard to collaborate with people who are 18 plus only, or mark their streams as mature, which gatekeeps out accounts with an age younger than 18. So if I raid someone who's marked mature, I'm going to lose, the raid will lose a chunk of my audience, and just people who are on that, adults only kind of space, there's just not as much crossover between our audiences. What their viewers are looking for, what their viewers may look for, because obviously not everyone in these adult-only spaces are looking for vulgarity and suggestive behavior and speech and stuff like that. They're not all looking for that, so I'm not making a blanket statement about that. But on average, in those spaces, the average viewer is not going to find what they're looking for, what they find entertaining in my space, in my content. So I'd like to find more people who have a nice intersection in our audiences, who we would synergize well in our branding, in our speech and behavior, and in what our audiences look for. That way we can kind of work together well and, kind of raise each other up a little bit in the process. Because that is what collabs are about. You have fun collabing, of course. That is the core pillar of it. And then also comes with the benefits of overlapping audiences. Feel free to give me some suggestions if you know people who have that overlap in branding and audience. And then good games for that. I have some ideas like Portal 2, Human Fall Flat, maybe some other co-op campaign type games. There's some that I don't have that I would like to get into potentially. Like, I heard Played Up is pretty good. And let's see. I have a note in my phone. There we go. Yeah, so like Portal 2, Human Fall Flat. I recently got a game called Generation Zero because my brother Cy Prime and I were going to try and play it together, but unfortunately his PC can't run it very smoothly, so we'll have to wait on that until he gets an upgrade. I have Ark Survival Evolved on the Windows Store, so the Microsoft Store Xbox version, that one. I'm not sure what other kind of games. That is something I need to kind of get an idea of, what kind of games are good for collabs. You know, there are some multiplayer roguelike games like Risk of Rain 2 that I have that would be fun to play with others on PC. You know, multiplayer team-based games like Naraka Blade Point, but I really would like to find something a little more designed around that, like a co-op PvE type campaign where you can play through the entire campaign together and it's not, you know, 20 hours long. Things like It Takes Two, or, you know, Portal 2, Human Fall Flat, although Human Fall Flat's pretty long, but it's satisfying to play with other people. I mean, going through the different puzzles with the goofy controls, it's a good time. It's always a good time. So that's kind of what I'm wanting to do going forward. Also finding people to be guest speakers on my podcast, because Cy and I, we've rebooted it and we're getting it back to a consistent monthly upload for the main feature. So we did one last month. We're going to be recording our next episode, our March episode, on Wednesday. And then I'll be releasing that as soon as I'm able to after that. And calendar right quick. Yeah, we're going to record on Wednesday the 22nd, and then I'll probably upload it on the 27th. That way it can be out within March. But back when we were doing it, when it was just focused on mostly fighting game related topics, we would have, for most of our episodes really, more than half of them, we had a third person, you know, different person in each episode to talk about that topic. And I enjoyed having a third person, you know, adding those perspectives into the discussion. So definitely want to find some more people who would be willing to hop on into, you know, Discord call and just record, just chatting. You know, it's not really too horribly or stiflingly structured, just chill and talk for like an hour or two. So if you have suggestions on people who would be good for that, or who you'd like to hear for that, also let me know. Obviously people within my, I guess, channel size, so like smaller creators who would have no issues keeping it clean in the discussion, you know, let me know. Obviously I can't reach out to really large content creators because I don't have anything to offer them, but I would love to discuss with some smaller content creators who have thoughts on various different gaming and entertainment related topics. And that's pretty much all that I had on my mind right now. It's just, you know, looking for this new job while dealing with the current one, being tired often from the current one because the scheduling is just not very agreeable with my body anymore. Not as young as I used to be. And I appreciate the job for sure. And, you know, I left on a good note, so they rehired me on the spot when I really needed it. But it's about time to find something that's a bit more long-term viable, which is why I'm putting more of my time into that. And then once I can find a job with stable and consistent scheduling, then I'll work out my content creation schedule around that. Aside from that, I'm going to be streaming on Friday the 24th. It'll be the belated 1-year Twitch affiliate anniversary stream. We reached Twitch affiliate back in February of 2022. It's like February 11th, if I remember correctly. And so unfortunately this year, February came and went without any fanfare because with the current job I have, I was just too busy too busy and too tired, and it just slipped my mind completely. It was also during a period of time where I couldn't really stream for I think it was almost a month or a little over a month. So I wouldn't have been able to take advantage of it anyway and done anything for it. So since things have smoothed out a little bit this month, and I happen to have Friday off this week, I should say, sorry, I record this a few days in advance, so it's still the previous week at the moment of recording. But yes, since I have Friday off, I want to do an extended stream. So we'll be doing it like the 1 year content creation anniversary, or the 1 year stream anniversary stream that I did last year in July. So what we'll do is it'll be a stream that's on the longer end of what I usually do, and then it's not going to be like an uncapped subathon kind of thing. I just unfortunately don't have the time for that, but there's going to be a cap of 8 hours total, so that can be added upon by the viewers. And not every option for adding time costs any money either. So there's going to be a channel point community goal where you can, along with other viewers, just pool your points to unlock an additional 2 hours, pushing that to 6. I think it was 2 hours. Wasn't it 2 hours? 1 hour. Add an additional hour. That's right. And then more time can be added via follows from new followers, raids, times added for every person in the raid, and then, subscriptions, donations, and bits also add. So there's free and paid options that all extend time onto the stream, so we can hit that maximum 8 hours, making it essentially the same amount of time as a workday. And the more time we unlock, the more games that we'll be playing that the viewers can get involved with. So you're not just adding time for nothing, you're adding time, and then you're also unlocking more viewer involvement stuff, because that has always been the focus of my streams up to this point. So yeah, I look forward to seeing anyone come out there. I'll have the links in the description, and I'm making an announcement on Twitter and all that kind of stuff. I'm hoping that this goes well. I definitely lowered the sub goals from the previous one. Kind of, that first attempt at an anniversary stream kind of helped me to realize where my expectations need to be, but it was still a fun time. So I'm hoping that this one will also be some good fun and a nice extended stream, and this time hopefully with less interruptions, because I don't think I have any family members who need my help on that Friday. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on in my world right now. That's just our little update for March. Next week there will not be a morning boot up, because I'll be uploading the main feature podcast episode instead. So I will see you in the morning boot up the Monday after that. Make sure you follow, subscribe, leave feedback with likes, comments, reviews, whatever. All of that helps me a lot. I don't mind if it's positive feedback or if it's constructive criticism. I enjoy seeing it all, as long as you can convey it in a civil and clean way. So just keep it clean. I always do take the suggestions though, and I'm trying to do what I can, within my means, to improve the content that I bring to all of you. So getting feedback is literally the best way to do that, right? I get an idea of what y'all enjoy, what you don't enjoy, and what I can improve in. I'm open-minded. So all I ask is just keep it civil and keep it clean. All right, that's it from me for this week. I will see you next time. Well, not next time, 2 weeks from now. Next week is the podcast proper. All right, have a good one.